If you are just joining in for the first time, we're doing 45 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work. We do this every single day to build consistency, build a little community, and make a little bit of progress in our side splits towards better movement. Right now is a bit of a special live. We are going live at 9 a.m. Eastern, and usually all of our lives are at 9 p.m. So on the weekends, they're a little bit different. We go again at 9 a.m. Whew. And the way we lay out this show is we do 3 warm-up exercises and 5 stretches. We're going to get started right away with our first warm-up exercise. The first one is called the hip car, and it looks a little bit like this. We are going to lift this knee as high as we can in front of us. All right, I'm going to rotate to the side so you can see the side profile a little bit more clearly. From here, we're going to open up that hip so everything else is staying more or less in the same spot. We're just trying to bring our knee open out to the side as much as possible. From here, we're going to rotate that leg so that the ankle comes up. Try to get it to horizontal first, and if you can, get it even higher. Up, 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 up. Flex the hamstrings, flex the glutes, bring that leg back behind you now. Feel the stretch here in the hip flexor, and that is 1 rep. We're going to do 10 of these hip cars on the left leg and 10 on the right leg. Let's go. High knee, open, ankle up some more, down and back. High knee, open, ankle up, down and back. That's 2. High knee, open, ankle back, down and back. High knee, open, ankle up, down and back. I think that's 4. 5, high knee, open, ankle up, down and back. 6, high knee, open, ankle up, down and back. High knee, open, ankle up, down and back. High knee, open, ankle up, down and back. I think that's 9. And last one, 10. Oh, that is a couple of hip cars to help loosen up that hip, get us moving a little bit smoother. The goal of the hip cars is to kind of bring our hip through its full range of motion using your own muscles so that you get stronger and mobile at the same time. All right, let's switch over to the other side. High knee, lift that knee in front of you as high as you can. Open up that leg to the side. Try to keep your hips in the same spot. Try to limit how much the hips are moving. These are called hip cars, but really we're trying to get as much motion in the leg without the hips moving as possible. All right, so from here, we bring that ankle up, bring the leg down and back. On the topic of not moving, I want you to try to tense your core a little bit, lock that low back into position, especially when we're doing something like this where we lift the leg behind us. A lot of us will be trying your best to get that leg as high as possible. And instead of getting the stretch happening in the hip, you're starting to pinch your back right here in the low back. All right, that's not the hip mobility we're working on. We're not trying to pinch the low back. So try to give yourself a little bit of ab tension, some core tension to help lock your low back in position. All right, let's go. High knee, open, ankle up some more, down and back. High knee, open, ankle up, 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 down and back. I completely forgot to count, but I feel like we're at like 7. So we're going to go from there. Open, ankle up, down and back. 8, open, ankle up, down and back. 9, high knee, open, ankle up, down and back. And that is 10 hip cars going forward on both the left leg and the right leg. If that felt a little intense, feels a little bit tiring, that's okay. That's normal. It's first thing in the morning, and if this is your first bit of exercise, it's going to feel extra tiring. Whew. Do a little dance. Shake out those muscles. Whew. We're going to start doing them in reverse. All right? They look basically the same, except when you're relearning the movement pattern, if this is your first time doing the live, it's a little bit different. So let's talk about it. We're going to start by bringing this leg down and back. Flex the hamstrings, flex the glutes, pull this leg slightly behind you. Feel that stretch here in the hip. Again, when you're doing this, you're going to be tempted to do something crazy like this. You're going to put a lot of pressure on the low back. I recommend you hold a little bit of tension in your core, sort of round just a little bit. I'm exaggerating a little bit to make sure you can see that I'm rounding. And when you do that, that will help protect your low back. Cool. Bring this leg down and back. Lift that leg up. Rotate the ankle up. Rotate the ankle down. Bring the knee forward. That's 1 rep. We're going to do 10. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee, 2, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, 3, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, 4, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, 5, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, 6, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, 7, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, 8, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, 9, last one, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, 10. Oh, if your legs are feeling tired, me too. We got one last one. We're 75% of the way done. Got one last leg to do. Shake out your hips. Do a little dance. Let's go. Core engaged. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. Knee. That's 1. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. 2. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. 3. Back. Side, ankle up, ankle down, 4, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, 5. If you're getting tired and you hold on to something for balance, please take a second, go grab something to balance on. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, 6, back, side, up, down, 7, back, side, up, down, 8, back, side, up, down, 9. One more, back, side, up, down, 10. Oh, that is our hip cars. If you're just joining in, you're wondering, what is this guy doing with his legs? They're going crazy. Those are called hip cars, and they're trying to get us to move our legs through a very full range of motion using just the muscles in our hips and in our legs. And if you're wondering what the show is about, we do 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility every single day to practice consistency, to build a little bit of community, make it a little bit more fun to hang out and struggle on the floor and work our muscles really hard, because it's usually not that exciting and not that fun when you're just going, look, a stretch, and your hamstrings burn. So hopefully the community, the consistency, the good vibes helps us make a whole bunch of progress towards our side splits, towards better hip mobility, and towards movement. I think I saw a comment that says I need to work on those. Probably everybody in the world needs to work on those a little bit. Most of those muscles are going to be weak because we almost never have a need to lift the leg into those crazy angles in normal life. And you only sort of realize you need it when you're struggling to get up off the ground one day. And you're like, whoa, my hips can't get my legs to work. What's going on with that? Anyways, those are hip cars. That's the first of our 3 warm-up exercises. We're going to move on to number 2. It's a little bit more chill than the hip cars. We're going to fold forward into this L shape. For some of us, if you have tight low back muscles, low back pain, you might feel a bunch of tension here right now. And I just want you to chill and breathe for a little bit. After a couple of seconds, maybe the low back will relax itself. And you'll start feeling the stretch here in the hamstrings. That is exactly what we want. We're going to try and bring that belly button down as low to the floor as you can go. Belly button down. And we're going to hang out here for a little bit longer, just a couple of seconds. Take some normal breaths to relax those muscles a little bit. From here, we're going to add some movement in the elephant walk part of the elephant walks. We're going to bend one knee, and we're going to straighten the other leg, and we're going to bring the belly button down as low as we can. If you're a little bit higher up and this is as deep as you can go, that's totally fine. It's all part of the process. And I want you to try your best to bring that belly button down. All right? And we're going to slowly switch legs and unbend the one that's bent, straighten it out, bend the one that was straight. And we're going to keep on switching back and forth like we're walking, because these are called elephant walks. And we're going to keep on going back and forth. Now that your low back has released and the tension is gone, you're going to start feeling tension sort of in your, just underneath your glutes perhaps, where your hamstrings attach to your pelvis. And you're going to feel, obviously, the tension in your hamstrings, but you might also feel a little bit of tingliness in your calves, in your toes. If you're not doing anything super explosive, that tingliness is fine. It's often called nerve stretching or nerve flossing, if you want to Google what that tingliness is all about. And, we're just going to do a couple of these until at some point you realize, these weren't so bad. They started kind of rough. It was really difficult, and now they're not so bad. It's okay. I can keep doing this. We want you to have that transition, and it will happen slightly differently at different times for everybody. And when it does happen, I want you to keep on trying to bring that belly button down towards the ground and keep going. I hope it's happened already, but if it hasn't, we're going to go for 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, do a little bit of a squat. Come back up, and if your toes and your calves and your legs are still feeling a little bit tingly, shake them out. Shake, 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 shake. Hopefully, your legs are feeling a little bit warmer, your body's a little bit more warmed up, because we're already halfway through our warm-up. From here, we're going to get into the same position that we were just in. We're going to add some thoracic rotation. Thoracic is just fancy anatomy language for the middle of your spine, basically. All right? And that part of your spine is designed to move really well. It's designed to bend. It's designed to twist. It's designed to go forwards, backwards, sideways, all those things. So we're going to get into that same position we were just in. Legs are about hips width apart. We're folding forward. We're bending one leg. All right? So left hand is the side that is bent, for me at least. You can mirror me, or you can do the same thing I'm doing. And we're going to take the left hand, and we're going to reach across the body. We're going to help push against that leg to open up the chest. And here, we're going to reach the arm up and try to reach behind us. Look at that hand, look at that fingers, look at where you've positioned that hand, and see if you can try to get a little bit deeper next time. All right? Other side. Right leg is bent, left leg is straight. Right hand reaches across to the left side, opening up, pushing against that leg to help open up your chest to the left. And that is 1 rep. We're going to do 5 in total. That means we got 4 more to do. And let's get to it. Left knee is bent, right leg is straight. Hand reaches across the body. And we're pushing against the leg to help rotate the chest open. Extend the arm up and behind us. Look at those fingers with your eyeballs. And when you've reached your maximum, take a quick second to inhale and exhale. On the exhale, I want you to try to reach a little bit further. You might be able to get a surprising amount of extra depth. All right. Other side, right leg is bent. Right hand across to the left leg. Open. Quick breath. And see if you can get a little bit deeper. That was number 2. We got 3 more to do. Let's go. I want you to try your best to get a little bit deeper with every rep. I'm talking fast, but you don't have to move super fast. Even though you're trying to push a little bit further each time. If it doesn't feel good, if it feels weird, you can always pause, take a break, step back. Cool? Last one. Let's go. Open. And 5. I hope your back is feeling a little looser. Maybe your shoulder blades are a little tired from doing this and turning. But good news is that's all we got for your shoulders. That's all we got for your arms. That's pretty much all we got for your spine too. So I hope you're ready to move on because we're done with that. Next up, we've got warm-up exercise number 3. It's called the Cossack switch. I'm going to demonstrate real quick. You don't have to hop right into it. We are trying to basically come down into a deep squat on one leg and have one leg kind of extended out to the side. From here, we're trying to scoot our butts over to the other side, rest in that other position here, mirrored, and come on back. That is 1 rep. For most of us, it's going to be a little bit difficult to get right into a position that looks like that. If it sounds like I'm grunting, it's because it's a little difficult for me to get into a position just like that too. For most of us, it will help if you start with something a little gentler. So I recommend you try to tuck into a little ball, hug your knees to your chest, lean a little bit forward so your heels are off the ground. When your heels are off the ground and you're leaning forward, you probably won't fall back and start, rolling backwards. That's the main benefit. And you'll get a nice Achilles tendon stretch and a nice calf stretch. So come on down into a ball, hug your knees to your chest, and just chill here for a little bit. All right? While we're chilling, I'm going to demonstrate a couple of tips to get us across and back, and then we'll do 10 reps together. Cool? From here, you're in your little tuck ball position, all cute and tucked. From here, you can extend your hands down in front of you. It doesn't have to be super far in front. It could be right in front of your knees. And I want you to extend one leg out. Again, I'm just demonstrating. You don't have to follow along just yet. You can keep on tucking yourself into a ball. From here, with your hands down, I want you to try your best to get your heels down. So this heel and this heel are down on the ground. If you can't get this deep, which I imagine a lot of us won't be able to, get to wherever you can where your heel is down. The reason why the heel down is important is because it helps you stabilize this foot and it helps you stay in control of your body as you're going from side to side. And we care about stability and strength in the positions we're practicing. Cool? From here, you can keep your hands down, walk them over with a little bit of support, and then when you get to the other side, try to sit back a little bit. It might be a little bit of a struggle. You might grunt, and that's okay. Lean back forward again, walk your hands across, and then come back to the other side. That's 1 rep. I think you got enough information to do our first couple of reps, and as we do them, I'll give other examples of slightly harder variations for us to try together. All right? So let's do them together. We're still in that tucked ball position. Hopefully your hips are feeling looser, your ankles are feeling looser. Place your hands slightly in front of your knees. Extend that leg to the side. Heel is down. This leg where all of your power is in. Try to find a position where this heel is down. If you have to be all the way up here, that's totally fine. All right? From here, we are scooting our butts over. Scoot, 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 scoot. And when you get to the other side, try your best to sit as deep into that squat position as possible. Then come on back. Whew, that's 1 rep. If you are feeling like you want more of a challenge, this is too easy for you. You can keep leaning really far forward. You can remove your hands and keep going. If this is still feeling a little too easy for you, you can sit up a little bit straighter. It's going to start activating a couple of different muscles and change the layout of what muscles are getting activated, and it's going to make things a little bit harder. That's 4. If you're struggling with any of these, you can always go back to the variation before. I think this is 6 now. We got 4 reps left. 7, 8. Try to sit back into that squished position as low as you can after you get to every rep, and give yourself a second to stretch out. 9, last 1, and 10. Hopefully, you guys got a couple of seconds to hang out in some of those deep stretched positions and you got a little bit looser, a little bit more comfortable in them while we went and did our 10 reps. That is our entire warm-up. And if you're feeling like, holy crap, that was the warm-up, what? Don't worry. This is a show with a lot of stretching and hip mobility. in order to get the most out of the stretches, I need to warm up your muscles, get your blood pumping, get your heart rate up so that we can maximize the benefit of the stretches. So it actually gets easier from here. This cardio bit was the most important part, or was the hardest part. Okay. Grab a sip of water if you need it, and we're going to start with some stretches. The first stretch that we're going to do is a hamstring stretch, and it's going to look a little bit like this. We're going to have one knee down on the ground and one leg extended in front. We're going to fold our belly button down like so. So I recommend you go grab a little bit of a cushion for this knee that's going to be down on the ground. It could be a couch cushion, it could be some dirty laundry that maybe is not so smelly, so you can happily put it under your knee. If you have a yoga mat, you can roll it up a couple of times, fold it a couple of times, put it right underneath. Something soft-ish will do. If you have some old flip-flops you don't care about, perfect. That's just enough foam for your knee. Cool? All right. I'm going to grab my own cushion. I'm going to scoot over. Look at the chat. I feel like a whole bunch of stuff has come in today. Trouble with Roxy is being responded to by Chad and wrote, indeed. I wonder what she's agreeing to. This is a great way to start the day. Lovely. I am glad you're liking that this is or you think this is a good way to start the day. I imagine for a lot of you it's going to be really tough because it's the first thing that you're doing. You're getting some intense hip exercise. But I congratulate you for being here because it's freaking hard and you're crushing it. All right. Billy Bob says, great job. I feel much better. Amazing. Lovely. Oh, I just did something crazy and swiped way too hard. And TikTok just went crazy. All right. Whew. We're going to move on into the hamstring stretch. All right. We did a whole bunch of warm up already, and hopefully your muscles are a little bit looser. Maybe you've realized you can go much deeper into some of these crazy positions than you ever thought possible. And it's time for some stretches. If you don't know, because you just started joining in, we're doing 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work. We do this every single day to practice consistency, Monday through Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern. It is not currently 9 p.m. Eastern. It is probably like 9:20 a.m. Eastern. 12 hours, not the right time. On the weekends, Saturdays and Sundays, we do a bonus live for the morning, and this is what you're at right now. We do this every single day at 9 p.m. and on the weekends at 9 a.m. So if it sounds like something you want to do more of, make sure to hit follow, hit subscribe, keep coming back. Let's practice some consistency. Okay. Hamstring stretch. We're going to drop one knee down onto the ground. If your cushion, if your pillow is big enough, you can drop both your knees down to start. We want your hips to be squared up so it's a straight line in front of you. If you're already in a position where one hip is way far in front of the other, try to bring it back in the same line. All right. Shoulders pointing forward, head pointing forward, everything's pointing forward. From here, we're going to extend one leg out in front. This is another good moment to check that your hips are in a straight line in front of you. You might accidentally get into a position where this hip is really far forward in front of the other hip. That isn't necessarily the end of the world, but it's not going to make it any easier. Cool? So from here, we're focusing on the belly button. Right here, we're trying to bring that belly button down to the ground. Or down to the thigh. Whew. I'm going to rotate around so you can see my body position a little bit more clearly and not just my big old head. From here, this leg is basically coming straight up, right? This leg is slightly in front, slightly out to the side to help with balance, and folding the belly button down. Your hamstrings are tight. They're unhappy. You might feel a little bit of the pulling sensation in your calves. That's okay. I just want you to breathe and try your best to think happy, relaxing thoughts. Ocean waves crashing, I don't know, rain falling, grasshoppers chirping, whatever it is, relax. From here, we're going to take a big inhale. We're going to slowly exhale, and while we exhale, we're going to fold, all right? I probably shouldn't have started with the inhale. We're going to do the whole thing starting now. Inhale. Exhale and fold. And now your hamstrings are really unhappy with you, and that is good. That means you folded forward. So we're working in the right direction. Take a couple of normal breaths. Try your best to relax. Massage your calves, massage your hamstrings. If you don't have any massage skills, don't worry, just pinch and squeeze. It'll take your mind off of how uncomfortable it is and give you something to do. From here, we're going to do one more inhale, exhale, and see if we can get just a little bit deeper. Let's go. Inhale. Exhale and fold. Bring that belly button down. If you are working really hard and your back is rounding, your forehead is touching your leg, and all sorts of craziness, and you're turning into a little ball, relax. Don't work your back and your head. And this movement so hard, you're putting a lot of pressure onto your spine, and it doesn't really make a difference actually in how much your hip is folding if you do that. Notice that I can straighten my back. My head is up here. If I round my back, I can bring my head down, but my hips don't move at all. Cool? All right. We've taken a lot of time here. 30 seconds. Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27. Try your best to relax. Take some nice chill breaths. 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, come on out of that hamstring stretch. And if it's a struggle coming out, that is okay. Breathe, relax. Breathe some more. Just, don't hyperventilate, but that was our first hamstring stretch. I did a lot of explaining in that first go around. The second go around will go a little bit faster because I'll explain less, but hopefully we stay in the stretch just as long. Bring the belly button down to the thigh. Feel all that tension. Take some normal breaths. Try to relax. Imagine nice things. Remember, we want to square up the hips so this is a straight line. We don't want one hip to be super far in front of the other side of the hip. And we're going to do the inhale, exhale. Ready? Inhale. Exhale. Fold. Your hamstrings are going to tighten up. They're going to be really unhappy with you, and that's okay. Everything is fine. That is what you should tell yourself, whether or not you really feel that way at the moment. Body, relax. Everything is chill. We're okay. We're going to do one more inhale, exhale. Let's go. Inhale. Exhale and fold. Now that you're in the deeper stretch, take a couple of seconds to breathe. Chill. Massage that leg if you want. 30 seconds. Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, come on out of that stretch. Oh. If that was killer, that's because it was designed to be killer. We just finished our first stretch. And as you can see, I'm struggling. And that's why I'm sort of in this weird ass angle talking to you about stretching. We're going to move on to the second stretch. The second stretch does not require a cushion, does not require foam, so you can get rid of that. But what it does require, I mean, it's not required, but what I recommend is you scoot your butt to something nice and stable so that you can line your back up against it. I have a couch right here, and I'm not going to move my camera, so I'm going to use the couch. But I do recommend that you use a wall. And that's because when you use a wall, there's a big old thing going all the way straight up and down. Covers your head, covers your shoulders, covers your back, covers your butt, everything. Okay, take your phones to wherever you need to go to get to your wall. And let's lean against it. I want the bottom of your hips. I want your mid-back, I want your shoulders, I want your head all straight up against the wall. If you don't have something accessible and you only got a couch, that's fine. wall space is hard to come by sometimes. We got lots of people with lots of decorations. And from here, I want you to pull your feet into your groin. You start feeling pressure sort of in your mid back right away, and that's because usually when you're in this position, most people, you're going to feel like you want to roll backwards. And if you're trying to stop yourself from rolling backwards, you're going to be pulling on your legs, you're going to be trying to like hold yourself into position, and that is a whole bunch of wasting energy. That's why we like the wall, because it saves us some energy and lets us focus on the right things, which is opening up the legs, bring the knees down to the ground. In the butterfly stretch, this stretch, our goal is to stretch out the muscles here in the groin. And if you're focused on a whole bunch of other things, you're probably going to forget about the important stretch, the groin stretch. So thank you, wall. Thank you, couch. From here, I want you to use your muscles. I want you to use your outer thigh muscles and your glutes to try your best to open your legs and bring your knees down into the ground. If this is your first couple of times on the live, and you're like, what muscles is he even talking about? How do I do that? Don't worry. As long as your knees are not coming up and, getting closer together, you're probably doing okay. And over the course of the next couple of days, as you do more of these, you'll figure it out and it'll be fine. You don't have to figure everything out on day one. All right. From here, we're taking our hands, we're applying a little bit of pressure just below the knee. When you push into it, the people with their backs against the wall, you'll start feeling a whole bunch of pressure in the tops of your shoulder, in the back of your head. And that is because your arms connect to basically the tops of your shoulder and right underneath your head. So when you're pushing down, you're pushing your legs down, but you're also pushing your head back into the wall. The wall's not letting you go any further, so the only place your legs can move is down. So that is why I recommended you get in front of a wall. If you don't have a wall, that's okay. Get to the best position you can. Push those knees down. 30 seconds. Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23. If you're sitting on something that's a little bit slippery, a little bit slick, you might notice you're pushing yourself and the thing forward. And unfortunately, if you're sliding away, that's not something you can do too much to change, but you can try taking off your socks. Maybe the skin will grip the floor a little bit better. Maybe you can try a different wall where the floor isn't nearly as slippery, or get off carpet, or get on carpet. I don't know. Try something else. I completely forgot to count down for this stretch, so let's just say we're at 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, let the legs go. If you've been holding this stretch and you've been contracting those muscles for the last whoever knows how long I've been rambling about stretches, your legs might be a little bit asleep. And if they are feeling like they're not working quite that well at the moment, you can give them a little bit of a shake with your arms. Hey, wake up. Wake up. We got work to do. And once you've shaken them out a little bit, they should wake up. You should be able to use your muscles to sort of flap the wings of this butterfly in the butterfly stretch. And you'll be ready to move on to stretch number 3, our pancakes. It's not the delicious breakfast pancakes. It is a painful pancake, to be sure. We got 2 options. You can do this from a seated position, or you can do this from a standing position. If it is your first time, you can probably start with the seated pancake. If you've been doing this for a while, you're feeling strong, you're ready for an intense exercise today, we'll do some standing pancake. All right? I'll demonstrate both. In both, we're going to spread our legs decently wide, and essentially, we're going to fold forward. The goal is to fold our head, our chest, our abs, or belly button, whatever, all the way down in between our legs. And it's going to look like whoosh, that. Is hard. Is really, 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 really hard. That's why the pancake, and this is about to be the hardest exercise, the hardest stretch of the whole entire show. Good luck. From here, we're bringing that belly button down towards the ground. You're going to feel a stretch here in the inner thighs. You're going to feel a stretch in the hamstrings. And to make it harder, to have gravity work a little bit more for you, pulling your head, your chest, your body down, you can extend your arms above your head and remember to breathe. Try to relax. Bring your body down towards the ground. That is how we're setting up for the seated pancake. And the standing pancake is very much the same. Instead of sitting down, you're going to be standing up. You're gonna open up your legs to as wide as you'd like. Whatever the position, your inner thigh muscles are contracting and getting stretched out, but they have to work hard to lift you up off the ground. From here, we're once again folding forward, extending our arms above our head, and trying to fold our belly button down towards the ground. Oh, that's it. Let's go. 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25. If it's too hard, you can make it easier. Don't worry. 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. Remember, trying to bring the belly button down to the ground. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh. Oh. Come on up out of that stretch if it's feeling intense and you're struggling. And that's why I told you a couple seconds ago, this is the hardest stretch of the whole entire show. Oh, bring your legs in. Unfold from that pancake. And we just finished the third of our 5 stretches. We're making really good progress, nice and fast. The next stretch that we're going to do is a little bit easier, is a little bit more chill. You have the option between a figure 4 stretch or a pigeon stretch. If you don't know what either of those are, don't worry, I'm going to explain it. And if you already know what you like to do, go ahead and jump into whatever it is that you want. I think 12 hours ago, I did the pigeon. So we're going to do the figure 4 now. All right. In the figure 4 and the pigeon, really, we're basically doing the same thing. We're bringing the leg across the body, like so. In the figure 4 stretch, it kind of looks like the number 4, right? And we're going to bring that leg up to our belly button. And we're going to bring our belly button down towards that leg. So that from the side, it looks a little bit like, ooh, I'm losing my balance. Looks a little bit like this. The goal here is to stretch out these muscles right here in the side of the hip, in the side of that glute. All right. So in a figure 4, we get to lie down. It's a little bit more chill. So you get to enjoy the chill version today. If you want to come back to our regularly scheduled live at 9 p.m., we'll be doing pigeon, and you can suffer through that instead. When you are on your backs, I want you to cross one leg over to the other side and pretend like you're reading a newspaper. Actually, I don't know. Do people read newspapers like this? I read newspapers like this. I'm just kidding. Who reads newspapers? All right, moving on. From here, we're reaching our hands through the triangle we just made and around that leg, and we're pulling it in towards our chest. Oh, man. You'll feel maybe a stretch here in the inside of the hamstring, but I want you to get to the point where you're feeling the stretch here in the side of the glute, in the side of that hip. And that's it. That's the whole thing. We're going to hold this for 30 seconds. Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27. Because you're laying down, you might get a little too relaxed, a little too chill. I want you to pull that knee towards your chest. Keep on pulling it. Keep on pulling it. Feel that stretch out here in the side of the glute. Oh, feel that stretch in the hamstrings. If your hamstrings are still kind of tight. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. Pull it all in. Feel that stretch. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh. Drop your legs down. You can relax. If you're laying down and there's no obstructions on your left side or your right side, you can extend your arms out to either side, have both your shoulder blades down against the ground, and slowly let your hips, I don't know if you heard that. That was loud, correct. You can let your hips fall to either side. Just do a couple reps for funsies. Let that low back relax. Go to the left, go to the right. I can't really go to the right because I got a couch there. But, oh, yeah. Whew. Maybe that's a little bit more twisting for your back. Hopefully, it's a good thing. Hopefully, it helps you relax. Ready to switch over to the other side? No? Too bad. We're going anyway. Let's go. Back on your back. We did I did my left leg, so switch to whatever your other leg is, and cross that leg over, reach your hands through and around, pull that knee in towards your face, and we're ready to go. I'm going to rotate and spin over. And let's go. 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23. You might notice that your knees are feeling a little bit of stress. They might feel a little uncomfortable. If that's you, cup one of your knees and pull that in directly so that it's not just you yanking on your ankle, twisting your knee. All right? 13, 12. We're almost done. 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, relax everything. And again, you can extend your arms to side. Let those knees drop from side to side. Get a little bit of some extra chill time for your spine. And when you're ready, we're going to get into the 5th and final stretches. We are almost done, ladies and gentlemen. It's time. It's time to do some side splits. The 5th and final stretch that we're going to do is going to be a little bit different from all the stretches we've done so far. Everything so far has been one round of 30 seconds. We finished it. We moved the heck on. Our 5th and final stretch is going to be the side splits. Don't worry if you've never done them before. We're going to explain them, walk them through nice and slow. And we're going to do them 3 times. So 3 times we're going to do 30 seconds. And in between each round, we're going to shake out our body. We're going to try and get loose to shake out the tension so that we can get the most out of the 2nd and the 3rd side split. All right? Whew. If you don't know, stretching is a lot about relaxation. And we're trying to loosen muscles as much as we can to get them as long as we can so that we can get into those stretched positions and do cool stuff like fold really flat and stuff. For the side split, we are trying to be relaxed. And one of the ways that help you be relaxed is making sure you're feeling safe, feeling comfortable. When we're in a position that kind of looks like this and you're trying to figure it out and you're wiggling around and you're like squirming, going, oh, this is uncomfortable. How do I get there? Sometimes you can end up in a situation where you lose balance and you start swimming and you start falling backwards. If you start falling backwards and you have nothing behind you, your butt might fall like 2.5, 3 feet into the ground. Your tailbone might smash into the floor and it's going to really hurt. So I'd recommend you grab something or maybe you don't grab anything. You go in front of something that you're ready to fall into. If you got a couch that's pretty low to the ground, standing 8 to 12 inches in front of it, it's a good place to start. In general, I usually recommend a wall. And I'm going to create an imaginary wall right here to show you why. When you have a wall behind you, if you start falling, you lose your balance, you're like, ugh. If your butt comes back into the wall, cool, you're done. Otherwise, if you go, I'm falling, you rotate your shoulder over, you look over your shoulder smashes into the wall, not the end of the world. Maybe you forgot everything, you're just like, oh, I'm going to fall. And your mid-back lands against the wall. Great, perfect. Now, your butt does not smash into the floor, you feel a little bit safer, you're a little less scared, and everything's great. So, stand 8 to 12 inches in front of a wall, and that should be enough to get us started. Whew. To get into side split, we're going to start by opening up the legs decently wide. This is plenty. Just make sure your hips don't hurt. If they hurt, bring your legs a little bit closer in. And from here, we're going to fold down so that your belly button is pointing down towards the ground. All right. When you're in this position, when you're folded in that L shape, sort of like how we were doing the hamstring stretches and the elephant walks at the beginning, you are in a perfect position to open up your legs a bit wider. And you should be able to open wider than what was uncomfortable when you were standing. Because when you're in this position, where you're sort of in that L shape, your thigh bone moves out of the way of some of that hip bone, and it doesn't smash into each other, and it doesn't hurt as much. Cool. So from here, I want you to try your best to open up your legs, and I want to try your best to bring your hands to the ground. It might not be possible for you, and that's okay. I want you to try and grab something to help elevate your hands a little bit if you need it. From here, and you should be able to sort of have your hands down at a wide variety of angles. So give that a shot. And once you're here, I want you to do something called external leg rotation. External leg rotation. I'm gonna have to scoot a little bit over because the camera is a little too close to show my feet. From here, we are externally rotating the leg, which means instead of having your foot down, I want your heel down, your toes up, and your knees pointing up. I'll bend my knee just to show you that this is my knee pointing up. From here, this is basically just rotating our leg so that we can maintain that L shape that we were in, but we're going to walk our bodies upright. So we're rotating backwards, and we're starting by rotating our legs, and then we're rotating the rest of our bodies. All right? When you are able to rotate both, you'll be in a position that's closer to being seated on the ground. Your chest will be up a little bit higher, right? We started this position down here with our chest and our belly button pointing directly into the ground. And when you externally rotate so that your heels are down, your toes are up, your knees are pointing up, you're rotating that so that the rest of your body can rotate with you. And you get into something that looks a little bit more like this. You probably would not benefit too much from getting to this position immediately, especially if you have a wall behind you, because you're not going to have much to lean against. I have a couch right here, so I can hold on to it and demonstrate that you can get into this position a little bit more easily when your legs are rotated. Cool? So most of us are probably sort of stuck in this position, right? Hands down, legs kind of apart, toes kind of pointing up. Perfect. From here, I want you to do a little bit of a wiggle from side to side. See if you can get your legs open just a little tiny bit further. We're already in a side split. This is the position. That's it. Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26. I know, I'm sorry, I spent way too much time explaining. You were probably holding this stretch for a long time already. So hopefully you were not trusting in me and took a tiny little bit of a break before we started this round of stretching. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, or maybe you're super hardcore and you've already been holding something like this for like a whole minute and you're like, oh man, there's still more. 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, walk your hands forward. Come into something that resembles a kneeling position. Oh, we held that stretch for a really long time, so if you need a bit of time to recover, that is quite normal. Chill here. Breathe, relax for a second. And when you're ready, we're going to start shaking things out. We're going to wiggle. We're going to relax our muscles as much as possible in our legs, in our hips, so that we can get into our second side split with as little tension as possible. All right? So when you're ready, you can grunt as much as you want. By the way, I can't hear you. I hope nobody else can. So you can do whatever you want. From here, we're going to shake it out. And it's going to look a little bit like this. I want you to imagine you are flicking water off of your feet, like you stepped in a puddle, or maybe you walked out of a swimming pool and you got to flick the water off of your foot to help dry off a little bit faster or something. Maybe you're flicking water into your friend's face. That's cool too. Flick that water hard, and you might remember from childhood that if you flick and you whip your leg out, it'll fly even further. Use that for the movement. Whip that leg out. And when you're whipping, you have to keep that leg relaxed. Otherwise, it won't be able to go as fast. If your legs are tense, you're going to be like, but I want you to whip that leg out. Okay? And when you get used to that relaxed leg and you can chill out without actively thinking about whipping your leg the whole time. You can drop your knee down to the ground. You can keep on shaking it out. Shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Flop, 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 flop. That is our leg shake. We're going to do the other side now. Flicking the water off your toes to start. As you get more comfortable, you can drop the knee down. You can let the ankles sort of flop around. The calves are loose and chilled out. Shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Flop, 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 flop. You only really need 5 to 10 seconds for each leg. So we spend way longer explaining, trying to get to the point where you can do these a little bit more freely. So you got plenty of time to chill. Cool. Next up, we're going to loosen up the hips. You can do a little dance if you like, but we're going to do something that blends well with the shaking that we were just doing. I want you to balance all of your weight on one leg. Put your toe and the ball of your foot down on the other side. Again, there's almost no weight on this leg. From here, I want you to rotate your leg so that your knee is pointing inwards and pointing outwards, and then pointing inwards, and then pointing outwards, and then pointing inwards, and then pointing outwards. And I want you to start doing these a little bit faster. Get more comfortable with it. Chill. Some of you might notice this might resemble something like a stanky leg or another dance move. And if that's what you want to do, add it in. We're just trying to move the leg around with as little weight, as little pressure as possible, so we can loosen up the muscles in the hip that we're working so hard to lift our legs up, right? Switch to the other side. All the weight in one leg, almost no weight in the other, or bring that leg in and out and in and out. Notice nothing else in the body is moving. It's just the leg where it connects at the hip that is moving. The hip itself is not moving. It's just this thigh bone going crazy doing its thing. Okay? In and out. Shake it out. Get loose. Do some dances. And that should be enough for us to get into side split number 2. Stand 8 to 12 inches in front of whatever you're prepared to fall into. It could be a wall, it could be a couch, it could be a bed. Or it could be nothing, and you can just be prepared to fall, and that's fine too. From here, we're going to open up legs decently wide. Remember, there should be no pain in the hips. If you have discomfort, you can bring your legs closer together. From here, we're folding forward, pointing our belly button down towards the ground. And if you can, or with some support, if you can, put your hands on the ground and try your best to open up your legs a little bit wider. Again, when we're folded like this in that sort of L shape, it will be easier for us to open up our legs. And from this position, I want you to externally rotate the legs so that the heels are down, the toes are up, and the knees are up. Again, we're doing this just sitting back. We're setting up so that we can sit back a little bit more comfortably. And when we sit back, it changes how our body weight stretches out our legs. All right? We were here, and now we're basically shifting everything back. From here, we're going to do a little bit of a wiggle. Try to get deeper into your stretch. 30 seconds. Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11. You can do another wiggle at any time if you feel like you can get a little bit deeper. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Walk your hands forward, pull your legs in, and rest your muscles. Oh, that is our second side split. Hopefully, you noticed that I did a little bit less explaining that time and got through it a little bit faster. When you're ready, we're going to come back into standing. We're going to shake out our legs just like we did in between stretches 1 and 2. And then we'll be ready for stretch number 3. Do a little wiggle, do a little shake, move around, loosen up your muscles, and come on up into standing. Let's go. Oh, man, I'm off balance. Okay. From here, we're going to shake out our legs. Let's go. Flick the water off of your toes. Whip that leg forward. And as you get more comfortable with it, you can drop the knee down, relax the leg, flop, 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 wiggle, 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 wiggle. The ankle should be flying all over the place. That's how you know it's relaxed. If it was tense, you would be like a robot King Kong, right? Pound. Your legs would not be moving nearly as floppy and loose and chill as this. Switch over to the other side. Again, shaking, flicking the water off of your toes. And then as you get more comfortable, you can drop the knee. You can stop using so much range of motion. You can just kind of shake it out, 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 shake it out. All right, that's both legs. Let's get the hips. Same thing. Left leg is holding all the weight. Other leg has very little on it. We're doing some dance moves. Just moving the leg in and out, letting the muscles in the hip relax a little bit. Same on the other side. And we're good to go. Let's start side split number 3. Stand 8 to 12 inches in front of whatever it is you're prepared to fall into. If you lose your balance and you kind of slip backwards, open up the legs decently wide and fold forward. Point your belly button down towards the ground. When you are in this L shape, you should be able to get a little bit deeper into your stretch. I'm going to take off my socks for this last one because I want to make it count. These socks are getting stuck on this microfibery carpet thingy, and I am not able to get nearly... Oh, okay. Maybe I don't actually want to get any deeper into that stretch. Okay, from here, we are externally rotating the feet so that, and by feet I mean the whole entire leg, so that the heels are down, the toes are up, and the knees are pointing up. We're doing that on both legs. Try your best to walk your hands towards your hips. Change all that weight from your hands. Put it right into your hips. Do a little wiggle from side to side. And when you're as deep as you can get into this stretch, it's time. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, remember to breathe, don't hold your breath, 13, 12, you can always add in a little wiggle to see if you can get yourself a little bit deeper into the stretch whenever you want, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That's it. That's everything. Oh, bring your legs in. Oh, man. That is side split number 3. We've done all of the hard stuff. What we got left is relax our legs, shake out our hips, test our joints, test our muscles, make sure everything's working well together, and then we'll be all done. All right? When you're ready, come back up into standing. We're going to shake out the legs. You already know the drill at this point. Let's go. Shake, 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 shake. Flick, 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 flick. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. If you have not been shaking out your arms this whole time, because I haven't really called it out necessarily, do some little T-Rex hands, some gentle, gentle T-Rex hands. Let the wrists relax because they've been working so hard trying to keep you up. Shake out the arms. Let them sort of just flop around. And do the other leg as well. Don't forget the other leg. That one was working extra hard. Shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Flop, 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 flop. And we're gonna do something slightly different for our hips. We were leaning and just doing a little bit of shaking before. For the last and final round, we're gonna pop into 20% of a squat. We're gonna lean all of our weight on one side again, and have our foot on the ball of our foot. You can bring your legs closer or further. The closer it is, it's going to be easier. The further, the harder it's going to be. From here, I want you to really try to open up your hips as wide as you can. Flex those glutes, flex those outer thighs, pull your leg open, and then do the opposite. I want you to bring that knee in as far in as possible. There's internal rotation, that's external rotation, and we want to keep doing a couple of these. Get that maximum range of motion. I think that's 3. Let's do 5, 4, and 5. Whew. Switch over to the other side. In, out. Try to keep everything else in the body completely still. Nothing else is moving, just the leg where it connects to the hip. That's the only thing that's moving. I think that's 3. Open, in, open as wide as you can. Flex those glutes, open up that hip, bring it in. I have lost count. Let's just pretend this is 5. Okay. Oh, that is some mobility bonus for after our side splits. If your legs are feeling a little tense after that, go ahead and add in the little shakes that we usually do. We're leaning all of our weight on one side. The other leg has almost no weight. We're just shaking out the leg. As you get more skilled at this, you can start moving a little bit faster. You don't have to open up your leg as far. You can sort of kind of just let this little tiny shake, let your hamstrings, let your quads kind of fly all over the place, and your whole leg will start looking like jello. And eventually you can take your foot off the ground and you can kind of shake out the leg like this without it ever touching the ground. And you don't have to have that mastered today. You can keep on experimenting with all of these. In fact, I think the big toe down is a way more effective version of the quad relaxation flop, but you know, you can eventually use those muscles to shake out your legs while standing without your leg down. With that, we're going to do a couple of joint checks, then we're going to wrap up. All right. First thing we're going to do is a couple of hip circles. I want you to try and get as deep into this as possible. Really relax and test your hip mobility. Usually after the side splits, my muscles right here in the hip on the either side are quite tight, quite tense. So I like to give them a little bit of extra time, a little bit of stretchiness. And you might feel something similar, or maybe you'll feel something completely different. Maybe your low back is getting real tired and your hamstrings need a little bit more stretch. From here, we're going to do a couple of quick high knees. You only really need to do 1 or 2. If your knees are not coming up, you'll know pretty much instantaneously, so you don't have to worry about it. From here, we are going to do a little bit of a squat, and we're going to fold forward as much as we can. Try to bring that knee to the chest, similar to what we were doing when we were preparing for our Cossack switches and during the warm-up. From here, I want you to lean your knees forward so that there's a little pressure in your knees, but there's also quite a bit of pressure in your Achilles tendon and in your calves and on your toes because they're trying to help you stay balanced. When you're in this forward leaning position, you might want to hold on to something. You might not need to. I want you to try your best to do a couple of quick calf raises. Try to center the weight between your big toe and your pinkies. That will help you stay a little bit more balanced. And if you can do 3 of those and stand out of that squat, we have worked most of the major muscle movement patterns in the legs, in the hips, force them to work together, force them to balance. So if you're able to pull that off just fine, you should be good to go and do whatever else you got to do for the rest of the day. Thank you, everybody, for coming in, practicing consistency with me. If you don't know, because I haven't repeated it in a while, we do 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching, hip mobility, and movement kind of training every single day to practice consistency, to build a little bit of community, and hopefully that combination of good vibes, other people who are doing it with you, and a lot of good consistency helps us all make a whole bunch of progress towards better hip mobility, towards better movement, and towards our side splits together. If you enjoyed the show, hit follow, hit subscribe, make sure to come back. We do this every day. And like I said, the most important thing is consistency. So I basically do my very best to get here at 9 p.m. every single day, Monday through Sunday. And on the weekends, which is right now actually, we also do a bonus live at 9 a.m. And unfortunately, if this is the best time for you, then that means the evening lives might be a little bit difficult for you. But feel free to just join in on the weekends and have a great way to start your day. Okay. It's been a long time since I've looked at the chat, so I'm going to crawl on over back to the devices and review some chat, respond to questions, and see if there is other stuff to address. Che says, and on YouTube. Oh, yes. If you don't know, because you're just joining in on TikTok, I have a YouTube channel, and we basically record the same live from a slightly different angle. And if you want to rewatch a live for some reason, you could do that, or just come back to the one the next day. But on YouTube and on TikTok, I create some other content, including some cool skill stuff, some calisthenic stuff, and my most popular thing right now is getting the muscle up. So we go from basically not being able to do a pull up to pull ups, crazy pull ups, and then some basic muscle ups. I think that series at like 8 videos at this point, and they get more and more views every time. So something is working. Feel free to check those out. What else do I do on the internet? I try to focus on making fitness a little bit more manageable. A lot of us don't want to spend a whole bunch of time commuting somewhere, going to the gym, following a really strict plan, and then coming back and then being all exhausted. So I make content around trying to squeeze 2 minutes of exercise in. If you have been on the live already today, you know that hanging out in some of these stretches for 30 seconds is massively exhausting. So I hope you recognize that 2 minutes is plenty of time to get a really solid mini workout in. And if you combine enough little mini workouts into your day, turn it into a habit, turn it into just how you treat your life, it's going to be really easy to get plenty of exercise. I would make a whole bunch of videos about how to squeeze in a quick leg workout while you're waiting for water to boil for coffee, how when you're waiting for your microwave to finish microwaving your lunch or your leftovers and stuff like that, or when you're brushing your teeth. Cool. So check those out, enjoy, and like I said earlier, I'm going to check the chat. Thank you, Che, for giving me the perfect transition to talk about YouTube. All right. Do the stinky leg. Hey, yep. My life, I try to make it fun. I try to make it enjoyable. We're sitting on the floor, stretching, suffering, making our muscles go. And when that's happening, it's not that fun. So when you can make an exercise more fun, when you can make it more enjoyable without, sacrificing the quality of the exercise, add it in, make it fun, make it more enjoyable. Do the dance, do the stanky leg. I actually call the stanky leg thing that we do in our life Stanky Leg Junior, because it's not fully a stanky leg, it's just vaguely inspired by. Okay. Skizmanda says, I recommend doing a windshield wiper motions with your legs after that if your lower back hurts a little. Yes. I think you're talking about after the pancake? Oh, no. Probably after the pigeon what were we doing? We're doing the figure four today. After the figure four, if you let your legs flop around to either side, nice and gentle, of course, nothing explosive, you can add a little bit of twist to the spine, nice and gentle, and get a little bit of relaxation for that low back. Whew. Billy Bob says, I feel so much better. Bicep, hand clap, thumbs up. Man, that's a lot of emojis. Thanks, Billy Bob. Morningstar sending in a whole bunch of smileys. I'm scrolling up some more, seeing if we got any questions that I need to address, and then I'm gonna come right back down to the bottom of the chat in just a second. What I miss. Travel Roxy said, this is a great way to start the day. Okay, so I think I've seen most of the messages. Give me just a second. More Make Me Resin says, hello. Michelle sent a rose just now. Thank you, Michelle. She My Yap Queen says, instant follow because I love this stretch. I appreciate it. What was the stretch? It was one of the first few things that I did. So if you are still on, let me know what that was so I know what has some good love. Skizmanda says, I'm good on the forward. It's the reverse. The reverse is hard. And I think it's extra hard because you start focusing on a completely different movement pattern. You just finished mastering one and you're like, what? We got to do it backwards? It'll come with time. Don't worry. I think this is one of your earlier lives. I think this is the first week or so for you. So you got plenty of time. These will come. All right. I have reached the top of the live. I'm scrolling back down. Chase says, Winky face. Scuzmanda says, yeah, okay. Fine. Michelle says, I'm 1 month. Oh, wow. Wait, what do you mean you're 1 month? Hold on, scrolling backwards. Because I see right above your comment that you followed the live creator just now. So I assume that means you just followed. You've been doing the live for a whole month without being a follower? How do you even find the lives regularly? Does it show up on your For You page that often? That's sick. Thank you for being here. Tenny Mini says, thank you. I was on my way to the gym and glad I decided to stick around. Oh, amazing. I hope if you're still planning to go to the gym, you're all warmed up now and ready to crush it at the gym. But if you have completely switched out your workout for the side splits, that's cool too. That's cool too. We got B. Callie says, thank you. Chaz says, and on YouTube. Oh, wow, okay. I just don't know how to read in order. Scuzmanda says, before the pancake, because we were in the perfect position for it, or whenever it helps. Before the pancake, because we were in the perfect position for it. What were we doing before the pancake? Hold on, let me think. The butterfly? The butterfly stretch. So we're already here. Oh, and you were saying you can go like this. Gotcha. Yes, I 100% agree. We just wrapped up the butterfly before our pancake, and once you're done with this position, you can totally do a little bit of this. Get your hips relaxed. I think this is what you're talking about. Oh. If you think that I'm not exhausted after the lives, I just want you to know all these grunts and sounds that I make, those are real. I'm basically an old man just grunting whenever I move. So if you're struggling, if it's exhausting, if you're tired, don't worry. I understand. I'm here to help you get past those grunts. I'm here to help you get through it, add a little bit of fun energy, and hopefully get more mobile. So we grunt less, but you don't have to grunt less. You can grunt as much as you want and just be moving better despite it. I'm 5 weeks postpartum. Oh, okay. I'm just confused. Michelle says, I'm 5 weeks postpartum and looking forward to joining more of your sessions. Welcome, Michelle. Congratulations on the baby. And I hope to see you soon. Tomorrow. Like 11 hours. You don't actually have to do all of those lives. I'm just letting you know that tomorrow, obviously, there's more lives. In 11 hours, there's more lives, and we got plenty of them to come around. Chess is butterfly. Okay. Thanks. I couldn't think of the name. Amazing. Instead of a race because of type edit. Oh, okay. Is your YouTube linked on your profile? I missed it. I believe it is, but in case it's not, the username is the same. I have the same username on all 3 platforms, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. It's at splits on the side. Splits on the side as in you're not focusing on splits your whole entire life. It's not your like one and only thing. It's on the side. But also it's a play with words because we're doing side splits. Okay, anyways. What else we got? Michelle rewrote her statement. I had a baby 5 weeks ago, and this is a great gentle session. I'm glad I found you. Thank you so much, Michelle. I appreciate it. Scuzmanda says, I love that. Yeah, so, it kind of goes with the other thing I was talking about, where I'm trying to make videos about how you add in a little bit of hip mobility work, a little bit of flexibility work, a little bit of stretching, a little bit of exercise into your day instead of making it like that main thing you do. We can't all be gym bros on the internet. We got lives to handle. And, when that's the case, like it is for most people, you shouldn't treat your life like you're a gym bro. And you shouldn't necessarily aspire to train like a gym bro. And that means all that stuff that we do right here on the floor, that's something you do on the side for fun, right? So that's what we're doing. Splits on the side. Okay, I think that is pretty much all of our chat. Travel with Roxy did me a huge favor and wrote it's at splits on the side into the chat. I don't know if you can like copy and paste. No, you can't. Hold on. No, I don't think you can. So, at least it's written out and easier to see what it is. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming in. Thank you for practicing consistency with me today. If you have not yet, hit follow, hit subscribe, do all those cool things. Keep coming back. We stretch every single day, and we stretch a whole bunch. And hopefully, I bring and continue to bring good energy, good vibes, some funny jokes here and there, and do some dances. All right. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Thank you, Skuzmanda. Travel with Roxy, thank you for answering and responding to a whole bunch of questions in the chat. I appreciate it. Che, thank you for the roses. Thank you, everybody, for coming out, hanging out. Let's go hang and grab whatever you gotta do, or I don't even know what I'm saying. Do whatever you gotta do for the rest of your day. Have a wonderful one, and I hope to see you in a couple of hours, 11 hours, for the next live. That is at 9 p.m. Eastern, 24-ish hours, like 22 and a half hours for tomorrow's 9 a.m. live, and 12 hours after that, we got our 9 p.m. live. We got lots of lives. If you're going to show up for all of them, I'm probably going to get into lazier and lazier stretches because my hips are going to be more and more sore on the weekends because I do so many rounds of this. They do get a little bit more tired. And hopefully, I'll try to keep my energy up all the way straight through until Sunday night. Okay, cool. I'll see you guys later. Bye. And now, Queen RRR on YouTube. Hi, I'm ready to stretch. My legs are tired. Thank you for today. Thank you for being here and being an awesome participant. I appreciate you. Bye. Closing it out.